Hello, this is the version of the craft fur Minnow that is kind of the same color as the riverbed, one of the riverbeds I fish, and I'm tying it on a number 2 Gamakatsu SC 15 hook, and I use 5/16 3D eyes. I use about 4 different tones of craft fur, putting down the lightest one first. You can use any color variation, or you can use up to a 2/0 hook, just a kind of a straight hook like what I'm using, all the way down to like a 4 or 6. Just depends what you're throwing. So basically you just start off, and I'm using 210 with Danville thread, 3D eyes at a 5/16. Then craft fur, I'm using 4 different shades, although it doesn't look like it. They're kind of a tan, not a straight white. And then I'm using pearl flash, and you got to make sure it doesn't extend beyond the tail. And then yeah, you can color you can use this in any color variation. I've tied purple and white, olive and brown. I put the olive as head, and that's a real effective pattern. I caught a nice bass on that one. I'm just thinking that they like the light colors better right now, so that's why I'm tying these up. You can use these in salt water as well. I'm probably gonna. I was supposed to go down the coast this weekend, but I didn't. So basically, while you're tying this, you want to make sure that you get the tail about as long as the shank, and you kind of want to center the hook, like the medial line down the side of the body, and you just stack, this poly fur, this craft fur, around the hook, and you kind of spin it with your hands, to kind of get it all around the hook. And then here I am trimming it, just kind of working on the tail to start with, and then you just keep doing that, and and you think about your variations. You want to go from the back forward. You want to go from really light, because that's your thinner part of the fish fins, and then you go all the way to the front, and you can get a little darker. You can also put some use a marker and put some streaks in this, and I tried to speed this video up because it's kind of a repetitive type video of me just tying stuff down to the hook, and I'm going to be fishing this in the local rivers around central Texas, and in the rocks, and these riverbeds are about this color, and I actually think that what this mimics is a post, like a little born Guadalupe bass, because they're these little minnow looking deals. They're kind of aggressive, like a Guadalupe bass. And I'm using the red fur to kind of lay down the fact that there's some red up underneath the fish, the gill plates and so forth, and that's why I'm using the red thread. But this is a fairly neutral color that I'm using, and I'm spinning it around the hook, making sure that the fur surrounds the hook. You could also tie this with using EP fiber and do a saltwater version, and maybe do like a 1/0. You just have to be careful about making the taper appear natural. So yeah, now I'm starting to put make the head. So I've already got 3, and I'm putting on the 4th color. You can't really tell, but there's a 4th. That's the 4th color that I'm laying down. Okay, and then you go this back. Instead of cutting it, you're making the head now, and you're making a full head, and you're going to trim that away to make that head, and just keep wrapping and tightening. And And naturally you want to have that hook run down the shank of the hook run down the center of the body. That's important for later on when you glue the eyes on, because you want the super glue. I use super glue or Zap-A-Gap, whatever you want to call it, to secure the eyes, and you want it to adhere to the shank of the hook and to kind of secure the thread of this. So that's what's going on with this. I'm just laying it down, continually laying it down, and this should be one of the last wraps. See, now here I am, and I'm going to secure that, pull that head back, and just stack the hair, the fur, and we're starting to get that bullet minnow shape. And now I'm going to tie it off, and I go ahead and do another tie on this, because to kind of pull everything secure. You don't have to do that. See, watch, I whip finish it, and then I come back and so now let's see what I'm going to comb this up. I whip finish it and I comb it, and kind of like get all the fibers kind of blended in together. Now we're going to start trimming it, and see, there's a lot to be trimmed off the top right there. All right, and like I said, you're going to want to trim the top, trim it so the eye, when you glue it on, goes over the center of the hook. I look kind of awkward doing this or whatever. I'm not the most graceful person, but yeah. So just trim it up, trim, and you kind of want to make like turn the brown, kind of round it off. See there, I'm gonna just I'm tightening this fly up to kind of push all the fur together, and whip finish, and yeah, that helped. So there we go. And trim it, and we'll probably I didn't do it in the video, but we'll probably put some kind of head cement on it or something, and just trim it up and make it kind of what you want to do when you're trimming it is kind of try to achieve kind of a rectangular shape. And then once you achieve the rectangular shape, and then and then you trim like the darker color to make kind of like your gill plates, and make kind of a head looking deal, and get it kind of shaped in the in a minnow shape. And naturally when it gets wet, it's going to make more of a bullet shape. But now I think I'm getting ready to get the eyes. And what's important with these eyes is that when you put it on your hand, you kind of put it on as you are going to position it, because the pupil is offset on the eye, and you want the pupil to kind of face forward. And so you just kind of put it on your hand, so you have easy access. You don't have to fumble with it too much. And you put it on there and kind of press it down with don't do it with your fingers, because you'll get caught with that super glue. And like I said, you have to put the super glue over the shank of the hook, because if not, it'll totally leach into the rest of the craft fur, and you've got like this hard minnow, not a soft minnow. And you don't really want that. So yeah, and then and after you put the eyes on, secure them, you can still do some trimming, and at this point you can use a marker and kind of put some stripes on it, or what, I was thinking about doing some light tan stripes on this one, just because that's kind of what the minnows look like. I'm going to go back and trim this gill plate right here. I think, did I do it already? We'll see, because they're kind of off balance, but I'm kind of just balancing everything out right now. And it looks good. This is a very effective pattern. There we go. It's the Craft Fur Minnow. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.